ho ache yahwefo. Victoria Yahwaya.
Okay, so I'll do English.
Okay.
Yeah, so Victoria Micheals is my name. I'm a model, an entrepreneur. I actually am a fashion entrepreneur and a humanitarian. I started modeling actively 8 years ago. After I resigned from defunct Intercontinental, now Access Bank, I realized at some point whilst working there that I didn't have a career in banking, and the banking environment didn't allow me to pursue my modeling career.
If you say you didn't have, we say I was here catchy. No,
you do say, and I responded.
Yeah. Also, who say you don't have a in banking? Dear Intinema Okasa, one who school and also now.
Okay, so I studied marketing. Yeah. Okay, business administration marketing option, and then I did a diploma program at Ghanaian School of Journalism. So I would have gone into journalism, but I also wasn't keenly interested in that. So the reason I said that I wasn't cut out for banking is because it was a routine job for me.
Yeah.
A 9 to 5 where, you know, you go out there, look for deposits, you know, for the bank, you can't prepare reports. It was fun while it lasted, but it got to a point where I wanted to explore. I felt like I was being caged, you know, so I just, you know, I walked up to my then MD, and I said to him that I wanted to pursue my modeling career, and if the bank had allowed me, you know, to do it whilst working there, it wouldn't have been much of a problem, but they said it was against their policy. So I resigned, and there were contracts waiting for me, you know, out there. Woodin wanted to sign me as a brand ambassador, Bellaqua as well, and the bank said no, so I had to just weigh my options, and I left. Yeah.
Okay, before say because aside you be person dey be free washase kakra.
Okay.
Say minim say one dance or da ba ko pe and obey Victoria Micheals as a model.
At all.
Ebia washase and net is saying being a child, how was it like?
Okay, so growing up was interesting for me because I had a lot of people around me. I had siblings who were not by my mother, so I had steps.
Yeah.
Okay, so my dad had 2 wives, and I had so in all I would say we're about 16. Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, growing up was fun, and I had aunties who would come to the house and see me just catwalk, what we call catwalk, but I didn't know at the time that I was catwalking.
It was natural. You were just doing you.
I was just doing me. So they would come, they'll buy me colorful clothes. You know, during Christmas, my mom would do same because I just loved to like do a showcase of anything they got for me, be it a heart, and then when we go to church, they would buy us this round heart.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, every Sunday was a special occasion for me. So one day we were at a funeral, and one of my aunties had come down, and she told my mom that your daughter, you know, looks like a model. And that was the first time I was hearing, and my mom as well. And my mom was like, "What is that?" And she now, my auntie lived in America, so she took time, explained to her, and even told my mom she would like to take me to America. I think I was around 8 or 9 at the time, but my mom was scared.
Yeah, she wanted to groom you properly.
She wanted to, yeah, not even that. She didn't know what it was, you know. So she said no, she would think about it, and that was how that opportunity slipped. And then I just carried on with my life, and people just kept saying to my mom that your daughter. Then I decided to find out what modeling was. Then I started watching fashion TV and whatnot. And then I sat my mom down and said, well, I mean, it's all very obvious that everyone sees something you do not see because you don't know about it, right? Can we try to find out more? I mean, I was very, curious as a child. So my mom then said to me, well, whatever it is, you have to get your education right first, because that is your future, no matter what anyone tells you, you know. So that was so
not just a whole situation. What discover say we model in them. Right to Swana or beer.
Yes, but I didn't practice it.
You didn't
go into it.
But you personally now before someone's in this idea and a not wouldn't be a friend model. Now did you see yourself as
I didn't know, but I just loved to express myself artistically. So anything you give to me, I would just turn it around. You know, I would sew dresses for my toys and stuff like that. So with needle. okay, to a point where so I was born in a Christian home, and we didn't pierce Assemblies of God. But then, because I saw people wear earring, I think I was about 5 years old then, I pierced for myself and my sister. You should have seen the blood all over the place. When my mom got home, I got the beating of my life. So for me, I just loved to explore, to just, you know, see things happen around me. So that was how my aunties saw that in
you.
Me. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from that level, around 8, 9 thereabouts.
Yes.
You went to your JSS level, right?
Yes, I did all of that. I did all of that, and then it was actually one day in front of Alliance Française, because I took up a course in French.
Okay. Fayeko or secondary school side mukaka. Maybe so day to coin. We are going on a journey. We want to go step by step. See, I will phobia share no pay.
Okay, sure.
Who says soon in Nian Kakran one a bema or bet me a fishing out. A bit said, now, because oh, mammy, no, ni de croca.
Yes.
Me sure say, Obata and be or no pay or no so sad in a crowd, nim, but a beauty and come to train the one out city. When the was and I was saying, Mamma, I drink me base to be.
Okay.
If I have secondary school.
Okay, so all right. So I mean,
no.
I did.
Me pay JSS. What's the JSS? Normally, entertainment and money. How was it in school?
You don't want to hear that. It was okay. It was interesting.
Yeah.
You know, so I meant different things to different people. I was this lanky, you know, skinny girl.
Yeah, we will come about that.
You see, so some saw me as a model. Some saw me as a sportsman or a sports girl, you know. So I was involved in different activities. I was drumming. I what's it called? I did volleyball, you know, basketball, and then they approached me to run, to do 100 meters race.
They were just looking at you.
They were looking at me, but they you know, they thought that the physical thing could translate into, you know, what someone who would win. Okay, so I agreed to do it. They changed my jersey, because for running, for the sports activities, you have your jersey you wear to school and all. But then for the gaming, for the race, there was a uniform that all the participants had to wear. And unfortunately for me, mine was big. Mine was a little big on me. So we got on, we're all excited. As soon as I took off, my pants dropped. You know,
that's bad.
That's bad. And I just you know, I just went down because I was embarrassed. First of all, because everyone, they already saw me as this skinny girl, you know, so they started, you know, making comments. And
you know how people have that perception. Likely so with me.
Exactly. So I was disappointed in myself, you know, in the fact that my waist could not hold the, you know, and that was what killed it. I didn't continue, and then I stopped every sporting activity, you know, but then I was quite focused on my studies.
Okay.
Like I was pretty focused on, because I mean, my mom already did tell me that if I, you know, ended up a failure, she would not be happy with me, you know. And she said to me that if, I mean, myself and my other 2 sisters, that if we got pregnant anytime in our lives before marriage,
that would be it.
Forget about your mother.
Okay.
You know, so those words stuck in my head. Okay, so I took my studies. I would burn the midnight candles, but the one thing I didn't like was mathematics. You know, I didn't like math.
Yeah. Sports activities, no, JSS level, right?
It was all through.
All through. And the secondary school level, you know.
I was even so I eventually played football for my school at Malco Girls. You know, I was a goalkeeper for them.
That's good.
That was that was really fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah, so I did sports, I mean, right from nursery up to secondary level.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, bibi waha. Time bia wo kan ma reference to body type na ni ade no. On say before no ene ni bia ko na nim kese ye hu ne say tia ya ade bia e danso na bibi tumi free mu ba. On say first no ya tia ye hu ni acheche wo ye feel say wo ni di ni ade. How was it like for you? Now omo criticize, was there any stigma?
I never used to wear skirts.
Okay.
I never used to wear skirts and dresses because I saw myself as this, you know, straight looking figure, you know, and then they used to call me skinny legs.
Wow.
I used to be skinny, very skinny. So I won't wear skirts. I would always wear, you know, and then when I would wear a dress, I have to wear what do they call it now? Pantyhose or socks.
Yeah.
Beneath it, so
or
it
maybe
just
a stocking
covers my legs. That was growing up. But then when I started hearing things like "you're beautiful," don't pay attention to the negative talks and people trying to talk you down, then it started to go away. And then when I started modeling actively, and I kept hearing, "You're beautiful, you've got beautiful legs." That was when it all went away. Yes.
I was here for me sure some what see the okani pa. Me share na man dey too kwan fa ne nkra brem ebeto sesei ai wo baby ofie wo ye school ni kra na wo yonko bi etesa se bia ne body size ne down so ne ade a enya atwetwe enya asere e na obatan so no e wo se wo na wo kan ne pa edigu bam wo motivate ne money hu se ono so se ne ositie ne bibi pa betumi ayden free ne so aba me sure say the obobo so no munyina motimi ayden enya bibi free right now wo say watimi akwa ewie secondary school wakwa akoye marketing ne ade abepi mu bank ne so no o hwe the way si kwa ne career na esi na ni so no emwa no nti wo say o diverting no wojai me nto aso mfiri honom ne enhwe de ekosi ye na Victoria Micheals. Okay, so after the bank wojai bank no one next.
Okay, so I had always wanted to do event-related activities, PR, advertising.
Let me ask you this question. From beginning, now person oye model wankasa. Omodo obobo ne sa nema ni nyina wakuma mu ne wadwimpa na onim se model pa na de obeba bewi.
No.
Now unim. Upon sani akatu chimu anti na beka ne ade ni nyina no.
So I had that in mind that it was something I could explore because everyone thought I looked the part, but then I had other ambitions, which was to own a business because my parents were business people. They were entrepreneurs. I saw all that growing up, so I never was going to let that, go.
Until after, he entered some free.
Okay, alrighty. So I quit. I resigned from the bank, and right after I did, I set up a marketing consultancy firm called VM Consult. So we do media buying, events, grooming, both outdoor and indoor advertising, and I would always back in the day support the likes of Bolare. Whenever they had an event, I would go intern support just to learn. So I did a bucket of that. Actually, not long after that, landed a very big project. So if you heard about Sonny Badu Live in concert, the Peace concert that was held at the stadium. So my company was the one that did it. As young as it was, we actually executed it beautifully. So I set that up and then set up my foundation as well, the Victoria Micheals Foundation, because I had, passion, to help kids who are underprivileged, who didn't have the support they needed. So I set that up to help with their education, to help the youths, who were also less privileged, and women who are battling with one difficulty or another, whose husbands are not, looking after them, or who lost their husbands, anything at all that had to do with, challenges. So I put that up to be able to support them. So both of them were set up at the same time. The business started, it was doing well, and then I got discovered by an agency in South Africa. How did that happen? There was a designer here who got an opportunity to go showcase in South Africa for the Africa Fashion Week International, South Africa. So she approached me and said that, no, I think I jumped something. Can I go back a little? I jumped something.
Oh, you can.
Okay. So when I was at Alliance Francaise, I was standing right there waiting for a taxi. Okay, this was many years ago. Someone just walked up to me and said, would you like to participate in a beauty pageant? That was actually my first stint at modeling. He asked if I wanted to participate in a beauty pageant. I said to him that yes, I would like to, but I first need to speak to my family about it. And then he asked me if I could speak a little French. Of course, I was standing in front of a French school. I said yes, of course I could. So I asked my mom, and she said it was okay. So I participated, and I think I came first runner up.
Wow.
Okay. And then right after that, there was Ghana at 50.
Were you groomed? Like, oh,
yeah, of course. They will groom you.
Yeah.
They groomed all the girls.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the only reason I didn't win was because my French was bad. I mean, I wasn't fluent. I was,
like the other girls.
I was now learning, but there were girls there who could speak better than I did.
Yeah.
So everything else, I mean, my walk, you know, my poise, my charisma was exactly, but then I couldn't speak.
French,
my sister, that worried me.
Yeah.
But okay, so then came Ghana at 50, and there was this the biggest audition ever for models, like a casting call for models. There were, I mean, hundreds, if not 1,000 models there for the casting. So Kofi Ansah, the late Kofi Ansah, was looking for something special, you know, and one girl that he would use to express something with his clothes. So he said, okay, if you think you can do XYZ, step forward. I summoned courage, and I went forward, and he said, do it. I did something, and he just fell in love, you know, with the personality, and asked me to become his house model. So I became his house model, such that anytime he made a collection, I would go try the clothes out and or a shoot, exactly. And then at some point, he even asked me if I wanted to like take the modeling career forward. Okay, but then I had to do uni. You know, I was at Ghana Institute of Journalism at the time, and I was supposed to go into uni. So if I had taken that opportunity to go, excuse me, modeling in Milan or New York, it would mean just truncating my education. So I thanked him and said I would like to, you know. And he said, well, it might be too late when you're done, but if that is your decision, so be it. Yes. So I thanked him. But then what then happened was I decided to go ahead with my education. And there came along an opportunity by a designer called Maud. So when she got an opportunity to go showcase in South Africa for Africa Fashion Week International, she asked me to go open the show for her. You know, so that was actually the first time traveling to South Africa. No, my second.
That time, were you still in school? Now that's what school more Ghana Institute of Journalism.
No, I was at what's that school now? Central University College.
Okay.
Yeah, that was where I was. Yes. Okay, so I accompanied her to South Africa. It was a beautiful experience. I mean, she flew me business class. It was beautiful, put me in a 5-star hotel. I mean, I'm saying this because she actually placed the value on my brand, even though I hadn't gone global.
Yeah.
You know, I always give her that credit because she's someone that believed in me, even though, I mean, at the time I wasn't like big. So went to South Africa, and as soon as I walked in, there were other models. They were doing fittings and rehearsal. As soon as I walked in, I got this strange look, like, who is this girl? Because they had never seen me there anywhere. I mean, some of them had seen me on social media, just a few of them, you know, but the rest who hadn't, didn't listen. So one of them walked up to me and said, who are you? Where are you from? You know, so I introduced myself. I told him I was from Ghana. He said, what are you doing in Ghana? This is the place for you. Because, I mean, the home of, you know, international modeling for us Africans, that journey starts from South Africa. Then from there, you could go to New York, London, or Milan. So I said, well, I don't know anybody. I have no contacts.
Yeah, no links, no
links, because, you know, scouts are people who go to look for models, you know, in any part of the world, but they don't come to Ghana. They don't come to Ghana because they say Ghanaian models are short. I mean, they are unique in height, so you could be pretty and whatnot, but then we don't have that height that is required. So I told him that scouts don't come to Ghana, so I don't have any links or contacts. And he said, okay, I will speak to my booker. So you know what this guy did? He pulled up his phone, called his booker, his agency, and said, look, I just met this stunning girl. I think you would like her for, you know, for your books. I think clients will like her. Would you like to see her? She said yes, but then I had to leave the next day to Ghana. Okay, so I mean, it didn't happen that trip, but then an email was exchanged. Then my management here started communicating with them. After 6-7 months, I got signed.
Wow.
Yes, I got signed. Contract was sent. I got my work visa, and that was how I left Ghana to go pursue my modeling career. I got into South Africa. The week I got in there, I started to book jobs. You know, magazines were booking me, you know, brands. It was a good start for me. And I think a year after I had gone to South Africa, I got an opportunity to go work in Milan. Another agency in Milan signed me. Okay, and then from there I started doing London, New York, and just traveling globally. I did Dubai, you know, Fashion Week as well. So I mean, it's been a beautiful journey that has its challenges as well. Yes, which I'm sure you would like to.
Yeah, we'll go there. Yeah. Okay, so right now you've become a successful model.
And a business woman.
Model,
I like the business side better. But
yes. So what's me a successful model? Any business woman? May sure say, Senior unkomo chichi ni waka me ababi no. It wasn't overnight. And near Makika Boom, necessary near more bedroom pempeso would dream. Oh, near Mamma Kumian be our Becca Charge for a moment who say, Ebio be a successful model to Sawa. And near maybe also considering near maybe also washer. Our the count why a bebuana manage me successful to Sawa.
Okay, so it starts with you believing in yourself. And not paying attention to the naysayers, because there are people who will still look at me today and say that I am not a model or I don't look the part. Okay, it's just how it's perceptions, right? So there are people who look at you and say that you're not enough, you know, you're not tall enough, you know, you're not pretty enough, your eyes are not bright enough, your nose is not, you know,
on point,
your dental settings is not good. I mean, they have so much to say, but if you know who you are and you believe in yourself, it starts with you saying, I can do it regardless, you know, of all the negatives and, you know, the odds. Just say to yourself that, I don't know if you've heard about Alec work. I mean, there are models who, you know, people actually thought wouldn't amount to anything because of what their skin tone.
Yes, I even wanted to go there. Now, I say I can't found because sometimes obidi for me to cry to me money and they have to be a model.
Of course.
Maybe a normal person, unique look, need their portrait, maybe a match of wash. And you know, a honor them, no, yeah, I say it doesn't matter who you are.
No, it doesn't matter. And I'll tell you what. Also, even in the industry itself, there's a lot of rejection. So when I started modeling, I mean, globally, that was when I now like realized that the rejection could lead you into depression.
Yeah.
You know, they could tell you that you now actually see that being too pretty is a sin. I mean, not a sin in that sense, but you know, there's something wrong with being too pretty, because there are clients who would like this very strong, edgy look that not all models have. I have actually lost certain opportunities because I'm too cute. So it goes to another. And there are models who are also not picked because they are too edgy. Then they go for the like cute or pretty looking ones. Okay, so as a model, you must know, you know, your niche, you know, the market you appeal to, and that will reflect in the hair you wear, the hairstyle you wear, you know, the makeup you wear, you know, the kind of pictures you take, what you put out there, that actually communicates who you are without you saying much. What you do behind the scenes. Okay, you practice a lot in front of the mirror. You know, you communicate with the mirror, because at the end of the day, the audience then becomes your mirror. Okay, it is what you practice. Okay, so how you pose in front of the camera. You know, if you ask to speak, because there are commercials where you ask to speak. So how you go about it, the tone. Okay, how you care for your hair. If you're a natural hair model, how do you care for it? Do you just let it break off all the time, such that if L'Oreal, you know, approaches your agency for a job, then they find that your hair is actually not right, but in picture it looks on point, but then when it comes to practical,
it's different.
It's different, you know. So and also you look after your skin, because if your skin looks different from what is seen on your Polaroid, so a Polaroid is an image that shows who a model is in their real form. Okay, forget about photo filters and whatever it is. So when a client wants to see you, it is called go see. Okay, when they actually request to see you, it means that they want to see you in your natural form or state. Now, if you must wear a makeup, you wear minimal foundation. Okay, so today I'm in foundation. Okay, of course I've added a bit of colors, but this is foundation, very minimal. You go in there, they look at you, and sometimes they will say come with no makeup at all. So no makeup, no nail polish, nothing. Just go, and then if they like you as you are, then during the shoot you'll be glammed up and whatnot, but they want to see
your natural self,
so that if there is something they have to do with you in your natural self, it would not be a problem. Okay,
and I think it's even good when the natural states now say beyond what we see. So to me, sure, no, a picture will be saying, no, meet me do I say, meet me do I say. So I think it's good.
Absolutely. So your nails, you care for your nails. You drink a lot of water. You know, you watch the pomade you use. It has to be one that would care for your skin and not turn it around. You know, I mean, it's a whole lot. You know, wear the right clothes that actually like shows, you know, your body, you know, without, you know, coming across as something else. You know, so I mean, it's just knowing who you are, understanding your craft. Okay,
most importantly, because ebi mo ho mo didi afa and no one say odiha echa no odiha, but u fa bibi ba kona say u play around.
So you realize that in our side of town in Africa, there are a lot of Instagram models. Okay, so every time you see that they have images on social media, but there is no substance. They're not actually earning from it. Okay, so rather than do that, there's something called influencing, right? So your management or, you know, whoever is looking out for your brand could put you forward. If you're the type that likes to take pictures, they could put you forward too.
It's good you've mentioned this. Let's come to your influencing side. And him say we adverts, who influence products bebre, and the amount for brands bebre, and also so how did it come in?
Okay, so right from the word go, the likes of Kofi and my, you know, I have a strong management team led by my brother. He's my business partner as well. So they said to me that there is an expiry, you know, date to modeling. Okay, where you get to a point, you're not that girl on every runway anymore. Okay, yes, brands will book you, but you're not as hot. Okay, so when that time comes, what do you fall on? What do you do? So I was prepared ahead of time mentally to know that at that point where modeling ceases, there's more to life. Okay, so which is why I took my education, you know, seriously. Made sure I got my degree. I did the diploma in journalism. I did the French, you know, and other programs that I have done, you know, to just equip myself for the future. So when these brands started signing me, I think they actually saw beyond the model. So Woodin saw beyond the model. Bellaqua saw beyond the model. Melcom saw beyond the model. The European Union that I, you know, work with now.
These are the brands you've worked with, right?
I mean, some. If you want to go into the brands I have worked with.
But currently, globally, this is what you are working with, right? Currently,
some of them actually now my clients.
Okay.
I'm not modeling for them anymore, but I rather provide service. That's the VM console where I provide services to them. Okay, but the point I'm driving at, I have worked with over 60 or 70 brands, both locally and internationally. But if I go into that, I'm going to bore you. So what I'm trying to say is every creative, not just models, must prepare themselves for the future. Okay, so you could be a TV presenter, an actor, an actress, a model. Prepare yourself for the future, because every day there is a new breed or crop of that comes up. Okay, so when that time comes, you know, are you going to be chasing jobs with them? No. I mean, clients want to work with a new breed. And I mean, there are clients who would hold on to you because they love you for who you are, and then there are ones who would go for the fresh ones, right? So when that happens, you have something to fall on. It could be a side business, you know, it could be something you're passionate about. It could be influencing, it could be buying and selling, it could be advertising, it could be anything, but just make sure that you have something to fall on.
And so I'm sure that's good. That comes in your business side.
Yes.
Because if the modeling is not working, unim say business so no gina na so
I mean, during at the peak of COVID, we set up a garment factory, you know, to help with the production of nose masks. But of course, that's not the reason we set up the factory. We set up the factory to be able to produce all sorts of garments. So we produce school uniforms, security uniforms, T-shirts, anything that is wearable. Okay, so I mean, that in itself is time consuming. Then the advertising, you know, company, the PR marketing company also takes a chunk of my time. Then the humanitarian side also takes a bit of my time. Then influencing, you know, so it's a bit of, you know, little things that
making sure say
yes, yes.
Unkoma on ya trying to pay at the year pa. Me sure so mom what's your story now? Me shada na ma boy a story because
I love to tell my story because it helps.
Yes. Yeah, kind of a fair, come, but they don't know the hustle behind the beauty they all see out there. What's me the FM-Accra challenges being out fair more, Nina no emu bem what's me a Kenya who a pimwako and ma bedroom pempen so I never bedroom.
Okay, so it hasn't been an easy or rosy journey. Okay. Whilst I was here, before the South Africa opportunity came up, my team had reached out to some agencies abroad, you know, saying to them that, okay, we think this this model is right for you or right for the market and whatnot. But there wasn't particularly a feedback, you know, because there's this thing about booking Ghanaian models. I don't know what it is, but you don't see a lot of Ghanaian models out there thriving, you know, which is a myth or something I would like to break eventually. So then I was a bit frustrated. I was not particularly happy because I wanted to. Every model wants to go abroad to work, to see how it, you know,
and explore,
you know. And then it came when I had to go to. So another thing I would say to any model watching me today is to be patient. You know, patience is a virtue because how it happened was not how I intended for it. I was sitting and hoping that one scouts will come to Ghana, or I would get a call to say, okay, we saw your portfolio and it looks good. But it didn't happen that way.
You had to chase
the way God wanted it to. A designer who liked the way I work. So again, take yourself and what you do very seriously. Because people are watching. Okay, of all the models in Ghana, she approached my management to fly me abroad. It could have been any other person. And I think the same with Woodin, Belakwa, and the other, you know, local brands that I have worked with. They actually saw that I took my craft serious. I wouldn't go to any set without, you know, like a suitcase, you know, with everything put together. The things that a makeup artist or a hairstylist wouldn't have in their kits, I would have it. Do you understand? I'll go with multiple shoes and whatnot so that the client is not stressed. I'm not stressed. So that my work just spoke for itself. And people didn't understand. At the time, some of the models would say things like, you know, I mean, she feels like she is, you know, but it
so you too no be.
That was it.
She be,
you know, but then eventually, some of them started doing it. They understood that it actually made you look very professional.
One person who feel comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Because
you don't stress yourself.
You find yourself wanting maybe I'll be critical. Maybe I'll call anywhere and but so far what if we feel buyer, you are good to go. Time you are comfortable. To me,
absolutely. But there are people who look at it as if you see yourself as better than other people. So you know, I had my assistants on every set. When I'm backstage for runway, I had an assistant assisting me, you know, with my dressing up and everything. Because I didn't want to be stressed. But they saw it as, oh yeah,
you were overdoing it.
I was overdoing it, you know.
Victoria,
yes,
it's been a lovely conversation with you. What can one so much any a day? Maybe I make us say we are falling in love with you and pay keke. Maybe the first time we show TV so and if I know show we try kwan ya obenya.
Okay, well, I'm on social media.
Okay, let me do social media.
As Micheals, Micheals. You could DM me. I mean, I may not respond immediately, but I eventually will. And if you're looking to do business with VM Consult, we're also on social media as VM Consult VM-Consult.gh. And then for the fashion manufacturing business, we're on social media as Fashion Connect Africa, same as our website, fashionconnectafrica.com.
That's good.
Yeah.
And we see our Victoria Micheals nominated to train Komo and pay or a model or international model. Senior or can and Komo and the profile on our boy and commando pay Mamuti say wa explore yan kasa wa bonne modern mapa ewo edwumayimu. So your batan ya wo hwedwumadi ya no pa. Munim say ladies lounge dey aba mama okwan ama befa so atimi agina brane eho ene agina ma. Eti na sefata se ne yetimi de ne ba no ne yetwetwe nkomo. Na so your batan bi no wahu se su ne ban bi ewo wo mofa mu a enka won hye enye man kwa na ye modo ye bi obe hu no obe memu obo so obe dwen se na ade na me ba be me wo dan su ne ye bi adi asensem fata no to bo asene steady akwakro ne ye abaya ha ne so ebia wafon wa wo de wiase nnuane nyina ama no enye yie ebi kwa wo to mu mojedro ne ade nyina so still enko yie on nenim se ne osikra ne nyame a oba wiase ya ye nya mofa no ho abotre ne ntimi ntetene hu talent a wo mo di free nyankopon so ba ya nkasa minim sa no pai wanya o chefa ai